Welcome everyone to Simply Bitcoin. We break down the news from Twitter, the daily fail, meme review, software releases, hardware releases, websites by plebes or plebs. Drop us a like, subscribe. We're going to the numbers. Let's do it.
Number time.
At the time of this recording, the block height is 696,295. The Bitcoin price 44,835. Chain rewrite days 964. Total public lightning capacity 2,292.34. That's a new all-time high for that one. Sats per dollar 2,230, and blocks to the halvening 143,705.
Man,
Getting there.
dude, every single day non-stop. Yesterday it was 2,288. Now it's 2,292. What the F is going on with the Lightning Network, man? It's been going every single day, Phil. Every single day, dude. This thing keeps going up. Doesn't stop.
Hey, look, you know what? During the quote-unquote bear markets, right, of 2018, 2019, the similar type of thing happened.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like as big of a move right now, but keep in mind the community wasn't as big. There weren't as many Bitcoiners as there are today. So I think everything is in proportion, right?
Yeah, dude, it's just crazy. It blows my mind, and you know what? Like, man, that's the future right there, bro. That's the future, bro. That lightning capacity gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it just defeats all the goddamn shitcoin narratives all at once. Just like, you know. So, but yeah, man. Overall bullish. You know, we had a small little, you know, dump a little bit, but we're consolidating at these levels. I expect, we don't like to speculate, but something nice is gonna happen in the next couple weeks.
I stacked this dump.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, stack every day. That's how. That's how.
I might not be able to stack so hard, you know. So I'm trying to stack right now.
I hope that was enough of a hint. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the daily fail. But either faces are going to melt or people are going to shit their pants.
Dude,
or both things are happening at the same time.
Both at the same time.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
yep, getting old is fun. See, this is why there's diapers. Okay, here we go. All right, normally we try to save the rug pulls for the end of the week, but I think I might be able to dig another one up for the weekend recap, so I figured we can dive right into this one. I don't know what the hell XSurge is, okay? But anyways, here we go. Let's dive into this and let's learn together what not to do. Anyways, Surge BNB has been hacked. Over 4 million has been sent to this address. Okay, and then you can go check Ether scam, or in this case BSC scam, and go take a look at where the funds went. But okay, let's actually. I hate it when that happens. Little screen menu drops and then I can't go to the next window. Anyways, okay. So here. BlockSec team gave a little bit of an explanation here. So after initial investigation, it seems to be a reentrancy-based price manipulation attack, and they go on to explain the the piece of the code. But anyways, let's dive in a little bit more. I know that other article said 4 million. This one here is talking about 5 million. Let's get into it. XSurge faces $5 million exploit despite promises of security. Oh my gosh. The promises didn't work. That's the problem. Okay, let's go. XSurge has confirmed a deeply damaging exploit worth 5 million and has made promises of reimbursements.
Oh, sure.
Like that. Yeah, exactly. In the same tweet, XSurge noted that it had been a backdoor exploit, meaning normal processes had been bypassed. Who would have thunk it? Man. If only they would have known. So here we go. Here's a quote. Okay, I'm $1,500 down. Normally I would say I knew my risks, but you guys said rug proof. So hold on. This actually gets even better. Yeah, that's right. I'm not even gonna we're not even diving into to dismantle this piece of crap. I'm just sticking to the comments that they told people. So here we go. Here's the hollow promises. With ownership fully renounced, no liquidity, and no need for dApps, there is no possibility of a rug pull or whale dominance. is the lofty statement on the XSurge website. Although that has been categorically proven untrue, it does not stop others from being influenced. There is absolutely no risk of a rug pull. There is no liquidity, no dev tokens, no exchange, or the possibility of whales monopolizing ownership. This was the statement in the most recent Medium post. So there you go. I mean, you know, that's the problem. People didn't respect that these people guaranteed no rug pull action. If somebody would have heard that they said, look, rug pulls don't happen on this thing, it wouldn't have happened. So you know, people should have just listened.
It's crazy the parallels between, you know, the these fucking shitcoin rug pulls and like the statements from the Fed. Like last year it was like there will be very minimal inflation, and then it's like there will be some inflation. And it'll be like there is above average expected inflation. You know, it's the problem, dude. As long as humans, right, could touch anything to do with the creation of that specific shitcoin, meaning the dollar or, you know, an altcoin shitcoin, right, dude? As long as humans have their capacity to essentially manipulate any of that, this shit is just gonna keep happening over and over and over again, right? And it's like, look, you can even call this 50-year fiat experiment the largest rug pull in mankind's history, man, right? Because it's just constantly stealing and whatever, and it just all comes to the same issue. Take the humans out of the monetary policy, because clearly we don't have the capability of not being corrupted. And it just makes perfect sense, bro. You have this absolute power. Think about it, bro. You have access to $5 million and you're like, all I have to do is press this button and it's all mine now, you know? And it's like, dude, that's the issue, man. And that's the issue that fucking Satoshi Nakamoto solved by proof of work, right? That's the fucking issue that he solved, man, and it's going to change the world. And these things make excellent source material and excellent examples of why their money is goddamn shit. Anyways, Phil.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that is absolutely not money. And this is a great example of why it is not money. This is why we say that it's a circus. This is why we say that it's worse than a casino. Okay? Like, I mean, come on. You have no chance in this stuff. I mean, come on, how sad is that, right? Like, are you really going to believe, are you really going to believe a dev that comes along and just tells you that, you know, there's no rug pulls because, you know, we pretty much said that you can't rug pull? Someone's eventually, so just because they told you that you couldn't exploit it, somebody sat there, still figured out how to exploit it. It just doesn't make any sense. Why even take a chance on this? Really? It seems insane. And again, you know what? It's very interesting, right? We have stuff like Liquid on Bitcoin, which I really don't understand much about Liquid, but I understand to the point where you can, you know, you peg in your BTC and then you can create quote unquote tokens. Now, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not dumping on it, but I really don't pay any attention to it. But you know what? I have yet to hear of a rug pull on Bitcoin. I have yet to hear of one.
It can't happen, dude. I mean, it can't happen. The single weakness of Bitcoin, okay, there's one single weakness of Bitcoin is if it's a 51% attack, right? If some type of people get enough computational power, and the only thing that they could do, right, is one double spend, because essentially it would wake up the network. However, right, and I just want to emphasize this, the Bitcoin hash rate has reached such a size and such decentralization that at this moment in history, it is economically unfeasible for anybody to do that, right? So even though it does have that single weakness, right, that 51%, if someone takes more than 51% of the hash rate, they can exploit the network. But with Bitcoin right now, that is literally, nothing's impossible, but it's economically unfeasible. There's a higher probability of a fucking meteor coming crashing through my roof right now and just blowing up my house. You know, it's gotten to that point. Look at the hash rate. Look at the Bitcoin hash rate itself. China bans Bitcoin mining. And you know what happened? Honey Badger didn't give two fucks. The hash rate started to recover. Why? Because the incentives of Bitcoin are fucking amazing. Anyways.
Yeah, so it's really, it's, you know what, the vague statement, there's a non-0% chance that it can occur.
Exactly. Yeah, I can't say...
A political statement.
Because you can't say that it's impossible. You know?
No, exactly. Because it's just highly improbable.
It's like statistically it's impossible. It's literally impossible, but theoretically it's not impossible. I'll say that. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily Meme Review, sponsored by
Citadel 21.
All right, everybody. This meme was recommended to us by a fellow pleb. I'm gonna pop up who it was, but anyways, it's a meme by the legendary Dare Gigi. Anyways, let's check it out. I need more memes like this. Mommy, there are Bitcoin maximalists talking about money. Don't look at them, Ricky. I don't want you to be influenced by... Oh, God, no. Ricky, fix the money, fix the world. Have fun staying for.
Okay, come on,
dude, incredible. GG, damn. Okay, bro, yeah. For that meme, you deserve something very special. The shift key on my mechanical keyboard.
It's the shift key.
Yeah, dude, it's like that.
I can't even top that. I'm not even going to try, but look, this is one of those memes, right, that really holds the community together and, brings us all together and that we all enjoy a good laugh. And in the spirit of that, I am going with my trusty glue gun.
Oh, okay. Man, you said the shift key. Bro, the glue gun? Come on, dude.
I don't know. I still think the shift key has just way more philosophical, just way more philosophical points to it than the glue gun.
But think about how many things that you could put together with the glue gun.
It's the duct tape of glue. Exactly. The glue guns are the duct tape of glue.
It's true.
Doesn't make any sense. Anyways.
you outscored me today. But anyways, guys, do you agree with our scores? Do you disagree? Let us know down in the comments. And of course, join our Telegram group so you can link us some memes to review, because it's a meme review. And that's what we do. We review memes. So please link us some memes. Anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily News, sponsored by
Crypto Cloaks.
All right, so what did we just see there? We just saw what we've been talking about, the recent, the fall of Kabul to Taliban is in control of Afghanistan now. And looks like everyone is, having a bank run. They're trying to get their money out of banks. And guess what? They're having trouble doing so. And let me kind of explain why. Check out this article by Bloomberg. And Phil, remember how I said earlier about how, there was the rug pull with the shitcoins and the dollar's kind of a rug pull? This is actually a rug pull. Check out this story. Afghanistan's currency extended losses to a record low as the departure of the acting central bank governor added to political turmoil weighing investor sentiment. Now let's look at the chart. Wow, is it losing value? And then check it. It just sounds like a shitcoiner. It literally sounds like a shitcoiner. Check out this quote. I held meetings on Saturday to reassure banks, just like you said, reassure banks and money exchanges to calm them down.
All good, man.
So anyways, let's check out his Twitter. Just like a shitcoiner, they block you apparently now too. Just discovered I'm blocked by the Afghanistan central bank governor. This guy just fled the country. If that is not a rug pull by a central bank, I don't know what is. But man, listen, okay, I'm sorry for laughing. It's a very serious situation in Afghanistan. It's horrible. Partly because of how the U.S. Government dealt with it. Whole situation is terrible. And I feel so bad for all these people just lining up in front of a bank trying to get their savings out, man. All that energy and all that time that they spent working for that precious money, right, is just, man, they can't get access to it. And the guy that supposedly runs the central bank fled the goddamn country. That sounds like a rug pull. And, of course, you know, like all shit coins that get rug pulled, it's dumping to zero, baby. You know, so, again, why am I pointing this out? Is it to make fun of all this? No. Bitcoin solves that issue. If these people had their money in Bitcoin, no problem. So, not only does Bitcoin give you the power to vote with your wallet, it also gives you the power to vote with your feet. So imagine if these people, right, had Bitcoin and they had their savings in Bitcoin, they could have left a lot quicker and a lot faster before any of this happened. Anyways, Phil?
Well, yeah, they also wouldn't be lined up at the banks, right? Look, fiat creates chaos. I mean, at this point, like, we can see it. Look at this garbage. I mean, people can't be trusted. People are what are in the government, right? It consists of people, and so people can't be trusted, therefore government can't be trusted. And we have this exact situation as to another example, right, where they can't be trusted. You know, like, look at that. All the, like, look, think about it. All these people, right? They put their time in, they converted their time into this monetary value that they chose to trust, and now they can't get it out, and their country's crumbling. You know, like, that's... And this is what you're left with. Like, how is that fair to you? Like, how does that even work? Because all the work that you did, all of that time, the employer got it all. They got the full value for that.
Yep. And
you know, like, it's so ridiculous. It's so, like, you know what? We cheapen ourselves. Like, that's what this is.
It's a total mindfuck. And, you know, but the good news is that Bitcoin fixes this. But anyways, Before we move on to the next topic, I spent quite a bit of time researching this, okay? Because the sentiment on Twitter is that, listen, KYC is a scam, AML is a scam, and, you know, whatever. But, of course, I was always pre-programmed by the goddamn system, you know, to think, you know, perhaps maybe it is necessary because you want to stop some criminals and this and this and this and that. Well, after some research, after going through a report, spending hours doing so, I could tell you without a shadow of a doubt that KYC and AML, not only is it ineffective, right? It's a total scam, and it's only used to control you. That's it. It's not used to fight crime, and it's not used to fight terrorism, okay? Let's dig into this. Anyways, I'm going to start off with one of the major problems with KYC is when you give up all of that personal secret information, guess what? It ends up being leaked a lot. Now let's read this recent example. Secret terrorist watch list with 2 million records exposed online, as came out August 16, 2021. A secret terrorist watch list with 1.9 million records, including classified, not so classified anymore, no fly records, was exposed on the internet. The list was left accessible on the Elasticsearch cluster that had no password. So the government expects us to give up our information, and they don't even have the goddamn fucking time to put a password, bro. Okay, anyways, Nico's a little bit upset today. Moving on to the next one. T-Mobile, goddamn ads. T-Mobile investigating claims of massive customer breach. It's investigating claims. However, I just want to point out in the top of the article, a day after the article was published, T-Mobile confirmed in an announcement that it suffered a data breach. So it did actually suffer a data breach. Now let's see how bad this data breach this is. T-Mobile says it's investigating forum post claiming to be selling a mountain of personal data. The seller told Motherboard that they have obtained data related to over 100 million people. The data came from T-Mobile servers. The data includes social security numbers, phone numbers, names, physical addresses, unique IMEI numbers, and driver licenses information. Okay, right. So now, right, in the Equifax hack, I might add, right, and the SolarWinds hack, I might add, clearly, okay, the government and private companies are not good at keeping a crap ton of private information that constantly get hacked over and over again. Okay, but you can make the justification, like maybe that's necessary, right? Because of KYC and blah, blah, blah. Well, I find this article, and get ready to get pissed off, guys. And I'm gonna ask Phil to read some of the parts because, you know, Nico can't read. Anyways, the name of the article is Anti-Money Laundering, the world's least effective policy experiment. Together we could fix it. Okay, this was published 25th February 2020, and it was published by Ron F. Poole, University, Melbourne, Australia, and he cites a crap ton of sources. And then we're gonna link the article down below. But anyways, let's check it out. Phil, could you read this?
Yeah, here we go. A worldwide policy paradigm enforcing complex anti-money laundering laws gives the comfort of activity and feeling of security, but does not make us safe from crime. Letting criminal enterprises retain up to 99.95% of criminal proceeds. The modern anti-money laundering experiment unwittingly enables, protects, and supports terrorists, drug, human arms, and wildlife traffickers, sex and labor exploiters, and corrupt officials, fraudsters, and tax evaders on a global scale. Anti-money laundering is a globally significant policy-making function affecting millions of businesses and billions of people daily. So it seems odd that policy design issues are mostly addressed independently. More explicit connections with the rigor of policy science should contribute to better results.
Let's dig deeper, shall we, Phil?
Yeah. Despite trillions of dollars poured into the global 30-year war against money laundering, the anti-money laundering movement remains unable to show policy success. Does that sound familiar? The drug war.
Anyway. The 20-year war in Afghanistan. Okay. Anyway. Sorry.
All right. Sorry. Yeah. Here we go. The primary goal was to use money flows to detect and prevent serious crime, and thereby reduce and prevent the economic and social harm caused by serious profit-motivated crime. It is against such outcomes that effectiveness might best be judged. Curiously, no such crime reduction and prevention measures were identified. Poor outcomes as designed. The International Anti-Money Laundering Policy-Making Agency, the Paris-based Financial Action Task Force, or the FATFA.
That sounds familiar. We've been talking about that quite
a lot
them lately, right? And let me just pull that out. You think that's not affecting? You think that's not going to affect us? Check this out. BitMEX, Deribit, Tap, Shift Network for FATFA travel rule solution, right? So essentially, Binance, Bitfinex, Tether, and Huobi, which are massive shitcoin and Bitcoin exchanges, are already complying with this, Phil, the Financial Action Task Force. Now let's read some more about these people.
Yeah, here we go. So the FATFA described its last major policy shift, a new effectiveness methodology noted above, as fundamentally different. Oh, I'm sure it is. Yet the core policy design feature remains unchanged since it was hastily developed in 1990. Frequent updates adjust how the system operates, but the primary compliance with rules based on standards operating model remains unquestioned and seemingly unquestionable, despite evidence of policy failure and no clear line of sight to key objectives.
Man, how weird is that?
Who would have thought? FATFA's policy-making function is profoundly influential in a remarkable feat of international adoption of standardized policies despite a lack of strong evidence about their instrumental effectiveness. FATFA's anti-money laundering standards, in effect, dictate policies, laws, and regulatory practices in 205 countries and jurisdictions. Any changes will affect millions of businesses and billions of people.
What is this, huh? What is this? And I might add that the FATFA is an unelected body, okay?
Right. Go. A series of assumptions underpin the current policy paradigm, including the belief that money laundering causes harm and should be stopped, and that making certain businesses perform complex tasks based on international standards as an appropriate mechanism to combat money laundering in practical terms. laws based on FATFA standards require millions of financial institutions and other businesses to meet intricate compliance obligations, verify their customers' identities and source of funds, monitor financial transactions, and report specified types of transactions as suspicious activities to authorities.
Okay, now let's see how effective this stuff is, Phil. Let's check it out. Let's see how effective...
Let's see the receipts, Nico.
Let's see the receipts. Let's see how effective this is, right? And here it is. Europe's anti-money laundering effort, almost completely ineffective, based on the studies.
Oh.
Phil, if you don't mind.
Man, I can't believe that this is so ineffective. Anyways.
I highlighted the orange part just to point something out.
Oh, yeah. In response to multiple banking scandals, European policymakers asserted the need to better address money laundering threats and contribute to promoting the integrity of the EU's financial system.
Okay, let's check out how effective it is.
An extensive European study, for example, estimated criminal revenues from a selected number of illicit markets: heroin, coke, cannabis, ecstasy, amphetamines, ITTP, illicit tobacco trade. Oh, interesting. Counterfeiting, MTIC, fraud, and cargo theft of at least 110 billion euros annually. What is this? Okay, so Europol 2016. Okay, so that... Oh, sorry about that. Okay. That's pretty crazy, though. 110 billion euros annually?
Yep.
Anyways, okay, so hold on. In terms of the impact on profit-motivated crime revealed by such studies, Europol says that authorities only confiscate... What? They only confiscate about 1.2 billion of illicit funds annually? That's less than 1%, Nico. This suggests that the proportion of criminal funds recovered, termed the success rate of anti-money laundering efforts by the UN. This is a success rate? This is more like an epic failure rate. Are you kidding me?
They spend more money. We spend more money on businesses, and we spend more money on compliance than they even pull in from illicit funds.
This is such a scam. And you know, anyway, so you know what? This goes to show again, right? This is such a fiat system, because what does it encourage? It encourages a whole bunch of useless administrative bodies that do absolutely nothing.
But they're parasites. That's what they do.
Complete
That's
parasites.
literally that's what they do, dude. Right? And just to end it here, Phil.
Global authorities successfully confiscated 4.5 billion or 2.7 billion of perhaps 2.9 trillion illicit funds generated in 2017. The success rate is trivial at 0.16 or 0.09% respectively. That is pathetic, man.
So, guys, okay, I'm going to put the report down, and I'm going to kind of get a little angry right now. They passed this law, okay, in Congress, right, you know, for the crypto tax reporting, right? FATFA is putting a lot of pressure in Europe, you know, because, you know, the crypto tax evaders and all this stuff, they make this huge deal while we spend $2 trillion in a war in Afghanistan that accomplished absolutely nothing. And they expect us to comply with this, even though it doesn't do anything. They don't catch anybody. And it said it in the beginning. It said it at the top. It says it even with the FATFA, even with all the measures, criminals still get away with doing everything. Dude, a 1% success rate. You spend more money on trying to enforce these rules than you get back. Why is this possible? This is only possible in a fiat system that has a money printer that's able to pay for this enforcement. And I'm going to add, okay, and perhaps this is speculation, but I see this, Phil, more. This isn't about stopping terrorism. This isn't about money laundering. This is about controlling you. This is all that it's about. They want to control every aspect of your life. And you see this with the central bank digital currencies, man. These people want to milk you for your tax dollars. They want to milk you to get all the tax dollars out of you. They want to make sure that you have no way out. They want to hold you hostage. And that's why they hate Bitcoin so much. That's why FATFA's passing these travel rules with Bitcoin. But what they don't fucking realize is that we will die on this hill. Not only will we die on this hill, if they make it so that the on and off ramps are like totalitarian and you can't do it, you know what's gonna happen? We're just gonna stay in Bitcoin, bro. And guess what? You guys have no fucking jurisdiction here, motherfuckers. You can't touch us. Okay? So you guys are declaring fucking war with the honey badger and you have no idea what's coming. Phil?
Yeah, man, that is absolute fire. They really don't understand what's coming. And it's so, I find it so absolutely pathetic that, you know, we build these systems with information and we have absolutely no wisdom, you know, like we don't apply them properly, right? Like, look at this. Like, look at all the money that we spend on this infrastructure that does absolutely nothing. It costs money and time for the sake of costing money, time, and energy. Like, it honestly, it exists for the sake of itself. It does absolutely nothing else. And this is the problem with quite a few of the, you know, like I was saying before, like the war on drugs, right? There's actually a really interesting book that I read a long time ago called Dope Inc., and it's exactly about that. You can probably find it for free online if you just type Dope Inc. PDF. Anyways, very interesting stuff. And it all goes back to this, man. The amount of money, and in that case, the amount of people that end up in jail for life for absolutely nothing, for stuff that there's people doing way worse that should be behind bar that are absolutely free because of where they are in this system. And it's just, again, you know, this goes back to what we always say. It's the rules for thee and not for me.
Exactly.
And among other things, right? And in this case, we're looking at the symptoms of just the fiat world, right? This is no joke. I mean, what funds this crap? If we weren't printing money, I'm pretty sure that we would have figured out better solutions by now for anti-money laundering. The proof is in the pudding. We don't even stop anything. Less than 1%. We may as well be doing nothing. And we'd be saving all that money and probably putting it towards something that could help the infrastructure. The actual infrastructure, right?
But wait, Phil. There's more.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
How the hell is there more to that?
I saved the best for last. Check this out. Did you read this?
Sure. Fucking banks, man. All right, here we go. Banks are a much easier target for regulators than criminals. If authorities recover around $3 billion per annum from criminals, whilst imposing compliance costs of $300 billion and penalizing businesses another $8 billion a year, it is reasonable to ask if the real target of anti-money laundering laws is legitimate enterprises rather than criminal enterprises. And this is where we get the control part in, right? It's got nothing to do with stopping crime. All of these measures that we put in, they really don't prevent anything. It is absolutely designed to catch anyone it can in its net and penalize anyone. It's got nothing to do with being a criminal or not. Just by virtue of being caught in the net, you're now a criminal. And you know, and this device is performing its purpose, right?
Absolutely. It's man, it enraged me when I read that, Phil, because it is an injustice that is like, and we've been being sold that it's necessary, you know, and it's like when you look at the receipts, when you look at the numbers, you realize that it's a goddamn scam, and it's a bureaucracy that stands on itself. And it's like, I love the expression that you always, it's a giant little circle jerk saying these people in suits thinking like, yeah, we got to do this and we got to do that. It's like, no, bro. And you know what? Bitcoin's going to come eat your guys' lunch, bro. That's the real deal. That's what's going to happen. You guys are f***ed. Anyways, Phil, there was a software release today. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
Happy software releases. All right, we've got Mempool version 2.2.1 that was released. It's a blockchain and mempool explorer for the plebs, focusing on the transaction, fee market, and multi-layer ecosystem without any advertising, shitcoins, or third-party trackers. Check it out down below.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. All right, guys, that was our show. You know what to do if you enjoyed the show. Smash the like button. And, of course, if you want to continue hearing the catastrophic fiat, shitcoin, government, emperor, king fails, and the Bitcoin news from the pleb perspective, definitely consider subscribing. And we'll see you tomorrow, guys, for another episode of Simply Bitcoin.